Now I'm out with the DC camp back for another video. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem HaKodash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Alright, salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. Alright, once again, this is Naaman with the DC camp, Great Millstone. Another sad story. Oh man. Yeah, this old, decrepit, racist, and once you see the story, this is not a jump to, conclusion type of thing. You will see. However, both of them were the subject of a prank. But again, once you see it play out, I'm gonna let him tell you, and then I'm gonna show you the news article first. This is fairly recent. Ohio man charged with murder over shooting a black rideshare driver. There she is, barely walked. Once you see the video, William Brock, it's the old Edomite. After he shot Lolitha Hall. Alright. Whoops. Sorry about that. So let's see if we can find a video here. Well, he's going to do it, but I'm just showing you the article here. Alright. He's 81, she's 61. And as you can see when I played his video here, this is first let's get this, because I am using his video. This is a copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Alright. I do not intend to profit from this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to it. And then we'll get to some of the comments. It's fucked up, right? Here we go. And remember, even though he coins the phrase lineage of evil, I'm going to say lineage of wickedness, which they are the wicked in the scriptures. Alright? These Edomites, these so-called white people. Lineage of
Twitter, and it's absolutely just how some can argue that there is to the story. I'm going to tell you why. What transpired is that this elderly man, William Brock, and allegedly people saying that he had a family member in jail, and maybe $12,000 money to get them out. Or they were the person in jail is as well. Okay, that's the call being a scam. Now, what happened is that you have this elderly black man. He hasn't been identified, but it was an elderly black man who was also caught by the scam and told William Brock. So she gets there. She waits, over 45 minutes. No one comes out. She's looking for the entrance, and she goes entrance and is confronted with William Brock. Well, William Brock, this man has a gun. That is correct. Has a gun pointed to her and is asking, hey, who's it? Right. He then takes her phone. Now, obviously, this elderly innocent doesn't know what to do. In addition to that, she doesn't have a even though there's a gun pointed at her, and even says, hey, if you need to stop, I'll call it. Now, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. The same demon who constantly trying as far as
yeah, how about that? Always accusing Jake of low impulse control. All right, flying off the handle. All right. And look at this. I thought they were the high IQers or someone like, to refer to them as. All right. When in all actuality, these people are fat savages. All right. That's why they are called in the scriptures the basest of men. All right. The lowest of the low. This is a facade they put on. All right.
It's showing absolute control over our emotions.
She doesn't know what's even going on. He's not even discussing what's happening. He just said we're not doing anything. She initially was like, yo, I don't know, leave me alone, leave me alone. She gets into her car, and that's what I'm saying. He gets to her car.
The incident report says Brock allegedly took Paul's phone and wouldn't let her leave. When she tried to go, authorities say Brock then shot Paul. They started fighting.
So right there, you got false imprisonment. All right. And I mean, see, the thing with this is they always look for a medical excuses for pieces of shit like this. But when the roles are reversed, oh no, you're a savage. You're a beast. What's another one they like to use? Damn it. I can't think of it right now. But nothing good. All right. There's nothing medically wrong with these people. They're just wicked.
Fighting and be shot 2 more times. She's talking about help.
He just starts for a total of 3. She is no longer with him. That is correct. She is no longer with him. Now, some would say there's a racial underline to the story. Because he never was. Had a conversation. Never was. What's going on? What's going on? Never was. If he was he could have won that. He didn't do it. He didn't do it probably. He took it upon himself to attack this innocent weapon. This innocent weapon was any harm or threatening him in any manner, shape, or form. Now you tell me who's more liable in this situation. You tell me who's more liable in this situation. This woman hasn't said anything. Does not know anything. She's listening to herself. Okay? But yet she's somehow she's instant. That's what you want to talk about. She's scamming him. Why not look at the
What's going to be very interesting is if whoever set this up to begin with is caught. If there is even any interest in pursuing that. Alright? Now if roles were reversed, oh yeah. You betcha. But I'm going to be following this closely because this is very interesting. Alright? Per FBI stats, as recent as last year, we're still, alright, the demographic that's more hate crimes are committed against, and yet we have no hate crime bill. Alright. Of all the hate that's directed toward us for as long as we've been here, that should tell you something.
See what she's saying is that. See if it's true. You just can't force the whole time possible just because of the assumption that you believe in all this
That's not right. He doesn't look at the conversation. Doesn't look at the conversation. And then has the audacity to discharge fire. And not even one police until he's fired the shot. And one thing goes on with him that he fired himself up and places he was being pulled from.
Isn't that what they always say? I fear for my life. Well, that's the cop's excuse. Same thing. All right, they just have the, the government behind them. Let's see. Brock told police that he shot Hall because he believed she was working with scammers who had allegedly called Brock's home that same morning. All right. And listen to how they worded it. Mr. Brock received some scam call by a person purporting to be someone from our courts who informed him a family member was incarcerated and that he had a bond of a significant amount of money, said Lieutenant Christopher Schultz. Hall, and this is the Jake, who was working for Uber at the time of the shooting, had driven to Brock's home to retrieve a package. The scammer who had called Brock had requested an Uber driver through the rideshare app. When Hall arrived, Brock accused her of being associated with the scammer. Brock pointed a gun at Hall, demanding that, and you saw that when the woman could barely walk. As she was trying to find an entrance, and then you see her come back into the frame, trying to get away from this guy, all right, pointing a gun at her. He says, demanding that Hall tell him which scammer she was working with. Brock also allegedly took Hall's cell phone and physically blocked her from leaving. All right, so there's the kidnapping aspect of it. Throughout the harrowing ordeal, Hall had no idea what Brock was referring to. She didn't. Hall made no threats or assaults toward Mr. Brock and made no demands other than to ask about the package she was sent to retrieve through the Uber app. Dash cam footage, which you saw from Hall's car, provides additional details of the tragic incident. Good thing she had that. In the video, Hall is seen approaching Brock's home. As we've already gone over, seconds later, Hall retreats from Brock's residence as Brock points a handgun at her. The pair walk out of view from the camera. What sounds like several gunshots are then heard. Hall can be heard screaming for help. At one point, Brock says, "I'll shoot your other leg." Brock shot Hall a total of 3 times, as was stated. It said Brock told police that he shot Hall while she was going to her car because he feared she was getting a gun. He was later arrested and charged with murder, felonious assault, and kidnapping after police determined that Hall did not pose a threat to him and that Brock had failed to contact police for assistance during the pickup. That's all he had to do. Hey, this person is, on my property. I've been getting what I think are scam calls, and this person could be involved. Could you please send a unit out here? Simple as that. All right. But no, he thought, hey, this guy's 81 years old. Memories of the good old days was probably in his head. All right. Brock posted a $200,000 bond on Wednesday and may face additional charges as police investigate the incident. And then Uber goes on to give a statement and blah 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 blah. It says it comes about a year after the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl. I don't know if y'all remember that. A black teenager who was shot by an elderly white man after ringing the wrong doorbell because he was looking for, I don't know if it was a sister or somebody else. The guy just came out, shooting, asked no questions. Man.
Authorities received a call from Brock saying he had shot someone on his property because they were trying to rob him.
He was being robbed. So, like I said, the argument could be, if this person was an elderly white woman, you can easily claim that this was not found out.
Yep.
The same racial stereotypes, the same, broad narrative, they all make the thing when all the opposite is winning. But that's what they've done.
Exactly. They have a saying amongst themselves. I'm talking about Edomites, so-called white people. Says, never turn your back on a black. Well, now, according to history, and this is very easy to look up, I have far more reason, all right, not to trust you. By far, it's not even close. It shouldn't even be an argument. But by way of their propaganda, their press, etc., what he just stated, that's the way it is now. You know, here it is, the man of sin himself, all right. Who does he have to take the focus off of him? It's Jake. That's what he succeeded in doing. That's why you see when every time there's a let's see, how am I gonna say this? Take the instance of what was his name? Harvey Weinstein. When all the accusations of him came up, and then you had what? As a distraction, you had R. Kelly, you had Bill Cosby. There's always Jake that they put, a so-called blackface that they put out there to take the attention away. This latest thing with the list coming out from Epstein, you know, and Giselle, what's her name? Max, whatever the fuck her name is, his co-conspirator who's locked up now. All right. What was in the press? All right. And now you got this P. Diddy thing out here. I mean, it's distractions. It takes the focus off the real criminal. All right. They've become expert at this. You know. Well, let's get some scriptures here, because again, when we ring out this scripture here in Isaiah, all right, about us being a prey, that's exactly what we are here, prey. We have no power, all right, through voting or otherwise, because a lot of our people still believe in that crap. You don't put your trust in these politicians. You're supposed to put your trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the Lord, the Most High, and His Son. Alright? He said, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. What does it mean by spoiled? Alright? Let's see. Let's go to... Alright, spoil. Strong's H8154. Shasha. Alright. To plunder. To rob. Alright, we can't even defend ourselves. We don't have a standing army or anything. All the settlements, towns, etc. that we built coming out of chattel slavery, they were destroyed. Some of them are under lakes now, where Timmy and, you know, all those other assholes, they go tubing over literal graves of our people. These are facts. All right. They just came out. I think somebody did an independent movie about Lake Lanier down in Georgia. They say it's claimed over 700. Good. All over, supposedly, some cave wench being raped or looked at the wrong way. I mean, they found any excuse, anything where we did attempt to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, as they say. They destroyed it. Sabotage. People are fucking tired. Oh, since we're not working for free, they call us lazy. And then somehow they get these immigrants that come over here that adopt white supremacy ideals. All right, and that's not. Let me finish this. But this is a people robbed. I mean, Jake is fucked up. Don't get me wrong. All right, I'm not absolving Jake, because there are some wicked amongst our people. That's scriptural. You know, Jeremiah 5:26, and this is why in Jeremiah chapter 9 verses 2 and 3, he wants to get away from his own people. It's sad, but that's the way you feel sometimes. But for shit like this, what we're talking about here, and nothing is really done with, they make every excuse in the book. All right, and they give everybody else a hate crime bill except the ones that wow, they rub it in your face. Anyway, we covered spoiled. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. What are those holes? It answers that. And they are hid in prison houses. Here's a country that's got 2.3 million prisoners. Far more than any other country on this planet. Why? It goes back to after chattel slavery, the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, which we know was bullshit, because Lincoln didn't have the power to do, and everybody knew, his fellow politicians knew that it was a joke. I've got it here in several books. They knew it was bullshit. We were never free. It was a transference from private ownership in the plantations, and we became wards of the government. That's what happened. And it also tells you how Lincoln hated us. So they tell you all this bullshit in these schools. All right, and it's just that bullshit. It says, and they are hidden prison houses. They are for a prey. Let's go into that prey. Booty. Spoil. All right. Let's see. And none delivereth. No one's supposed to. And that's Deuteronomy 28 and 68, the very last verse in that chapter. No one's going to deliver us until the Lord comes back. Not Malcolm X, not Delmar Vesey, not Martin Luther King. Nobody. Not Nat Turner. Nobody. Because that's not the prophecy. We would never see our homeland again. So who's those people over there in our land that's being fought over to this day? They don't meet the prophecies. They never did and they never will. But these idiots, these Christians, it's like you can't read. But then again, with reading, you have to have understanding. All right, and that's Proverbs 3 and 5. 4 and 7, I'm sorry. Let's get that real quick. Proverbs 4 and 7. It says, with all thy getting, get what? Understanding. All right. You can have all the degrees and everything you want. This is spiritual here. This has nothing to do with so-called intellect. It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. All right. And with all thy getting, get understanding. You know how many people can't break down Genesis 1? It's sad, especially in our so-called community. Now, granted, I will give our enemy the credit when it comes to this, because they at least study. All right. So, let's see. Look at wisdom. It says skillful. All right. And even the scripture for that when it comes to this word about skillfully what? All right, we'll get that. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Now we can go to 3 and 5, which I had quoted. And we come up with what? Trust in the Most High, whose name is Yahweh. It's L-O-R-D in all caps. Strong's H3068. You see it, Yahweh. All right. Self-existent or eternal. He exists. He is, with all thine heart, meaning your mind, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Alright? And this is what these devils have tricked so many of our people into doing. Learn to depend on yourself, man. Go to our schools. Get your education that we give you. We determine if you're smart according to our standards. And as it turns out, you're anything but, because again, this is your oppressor. Here it is, your enemy, the ones that the very Creator himself says he hates. And yes, that's in several scriptures. But of course, the people with an agenda don't teach you these things. That's why you have to read for yourself and pray. Again, it says get understanding, right? And when you go to James, see how people have been, alright, told to depend on the wrong, to back the wrong horse, so to speak. And this devil has enjoyed demigod status. It says, James chapter 1 verse 5, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that giveth to all men liberally. Who is he talking about? Is he talking about everyone on the planet? No. This is for Israelites only. Not Israelis, Israelites. And upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. See, they play a lot of word games. Israelis that are over there in that land now are not the original inhabitants, never have been. But see, these are questions that you need to ask and then research. Alright? They're quick to come out with, when you start looking things up on them and questioning them, they're quick to say anti-Semite. There's no such word as a Semite. That was not his name. See, they play these games and people are so brainwashed, but they see it slipping now. That's why they had to start this conflict. Alright, and these people are tired of the bullshit. See, Putin came out with these icons that we've been telling you, you know, the elder apostles and all have been telling you for at least a couple of decades now, even more so, 3 at least, that these people painted over the original portraits and lightened them, made them so-called white. These people are frauds. They're devils, meaning they're deceivers and liars. Alright? They superimpose their images over the saints. That's scripture. Alright, let's go to, that's why they took the Apocrypha out. Let's go to, first let me pull it up. Let's go to First Maccabees. 3 and 48, and it tells you this is what they've always done. This is a characteristic of these so-called white people, always claiming to be something that they're not. Alright, it says down through history, First Maccabees 3 and 48, and laid open, let's go up, see if there's, hold on, nah, straight to, and laid open the book of the law. What's the book of the law? Because the only law was given to the Israelites, no one else. Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So those people over there in Europe, they know. They know that those are dark-skinned men, the saints. This only happened during the Renaissance. Now I had to get that little history there because you're dealing with the same type of people. All right, they have this psychosis. Hey, I'm not a, you know, in fact, let's look that word up. Alrighty, let's see. There we go. Psychosis refers to a collection of symptoms that affect the mind where there has been some loss or of contact with reality. Let's see. From NHS. Whatever. Anyway. They tried to make, there was this story, and it's not a story that's actually happened. I wish I had thought to pull it up. But this was a so-called Holocaust survivor. Alright, and this, when you understand who we are and the conditions and how, you know, I mentioned prophecy earlier, these things match us to the scriptures, not them. So there had to be this so-called Holocaust because they've been pretending to be us. Alright, it says psychosis is when people lose some contact with reality. Alright, this might involve seeing or hearing things that other people cannot see or hear, hallucinations, and believing things that are not actually true, delusions. Alright, in this case, self-delusional. Alright, so as it was, this person was questioned about his so-called time in one of the camps. I can't remember which one it was. Supposed to be Auschwitz, Buchen, or whatever. Anyway, so when they proved, they kept saying, well, sir, we have evidence that says you were never, you were way over here, you were somewhere else. And he said, he banged his hand on the desk, it doesn't matter. This is my reality. This is the type of people that you're dealing with. They've profited so much off of this fucking lie. Alright, and have gained so much power. They do not want to let this go. So now you're going to see all this because they feel, and they not only feel it, but they are losing their grip because people are like, you know, this is some bullshit. You're frauds. So now you're going to see more laws to protect or to come at people for what they deem anti-Semitic. Again, there's no such word. That was invented, what was it, was it the 60s or the 70s? I gotta look that up again. And it had its desired effect because people, oh no, they you know, shrinking violets and all that shit, you know. And that's what it was designed to do. I mean, who was it? Voltaire that said, and I'm paraphrasing here, you know who is in control by who you cannot talk about? Who can you not talk about? Duh. The bankers run this world, not your politicians. Your bankers run this world. What did Meyer Amschel Bauer say? The patriarch of the Rothschilds. Give me control of a nation's money and I care not who makes the laws. Is that not the case? I got the money, you got to come to me. And you're going to bend or break any so-called law that you it's so simple. But back here, let's let him finish this. Because you're dealing with, these people want that birthright back at the end of the day. Alright, and that goes to Genesis 25th chapter. Jacob and Esau. This has been going on even before then. When you understand with Cain and Abel. So you're looking at the descendants of Jacob, who are the Israelites, and the descendants of his brother Esau. Alright, nation of Edom, that come out of him. You can read Genesis 36 for that lineage of wickedness, alright, on this side of the flood. Alright, Genesis 36 chapter. Alright, it says Esau is Edom. That's the nation. It's not just talking about one man, no. His desire, when you call it lineage of wickedness, they're cursed. This is it for them. And a lot of them know it. So that's why you're going to see, when we say second Ezra, well, actually, Daniel 12th chapter, that's why these things are there. Isaiah 34th chapter. Oh man, there's so many. Ezekiel 25th chapter. Isaiah 14. Ezekiel 28, like I mentioned. Let's see. All kinds of destruction is coming. Second Ezra 15th and 16th chapter, which we are in. People don't have any respect when it comes to Second Ezra 15. They don't have any respect for these so-called leaders anymore. All right, that movie Civil War just came out. It's all kinds of, oh man, this shit is getting ready to kick off. And Jake is out here being stupid, you know, thinking this shit is just all fun and games. He getting ready to caught out there with, what's the expression, with his pants down. All right. But that's because you won't listen. Back to the video.
Call me lazy.
Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson. Yep. Getting played. You know what? Fuck YouTube. I'm going to play. Let's see, which one can I? Let's see. For those of you that never saw the movie, it came out around '88. It's called Mississippi Burning, and there's a segment in there. He mentioned Lyndon Johnson and what he said about, you know, the poor whites. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not how. Let's see. My daddy killed. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. That mule should be about 6 minutes long. This is with Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe. This scene here. Let's see. Here it is. Because he is an FBI agent now, and his character is Chucky, the next one down here. Brad Dourif during that movie. But he's going to, you know, he was a Southern sheriff, so he knows how things work. But he's currently an FBI agent, all right, in this movie. So he's telling the young FBI agent, Willem Dafoe, how things work in the South. So here we go. Well, 3 minutes. I thought it was, well, maybe they cut something out. Hold on. Because at this, there's points, and this happened in real life. There are points where you see FBI agents get fucked up, all right, and they're standing by just taking notes, not attempting to help it whatsoever. Anyway, here we go. Cheney, Goodman, and I can't remember. It was 3 of them. Remember, this is Mississippi.
Down here, sometimes you kill them.
See? And that's what Lyndon Baines Johnson was actually telling them folks. If you ain't better than a nigger, then what are you?
In Chicago, okay? That's not what's going on in Chicago. That's not live there. And I want you to understand that if she had actually defended herself, or been any type of form of hostility or aggressiveness, upon her being in a dangerous predicament, that she would have been labeled the wrong person. She would not have been labeled the victim. I want you to understand, we've seen this time and time again. When you have to be dealing with flames, okay? So she had any other way, they would have put the blame on her. They would have put the blame on her, and he was an anti-Semitic, he was a second one. Okay.
like this is elderly woman. She can barely walk. She's hospitalized for heart rate. But you already have the power. She has no weapons. You're the one who's but this story is this is a accusation of he should actually perish in prison. Anyways, guys, let me know whether I said this could have easily been avoided from this could have easily been avoided from previous policy if you wanted to follow the policy. But he didn't do that. And they try to blame the victim upon taking an innocent life. Let me intervene. Simple as that. Now, you have to listen to me. Well, welcome to Private This the Civil House Friday, Sunday, call in. We do get
Exactly. Let's go to, let's see. Let's go to, I was in James. Let's go to James. This is why oh boy, this is why this scripture is here. Alright. It says, for judgment is without mercy to the one who has shown no mercy. Alright. Let's see. NLT, there will be no mercy for those who have not shown mercy to others. But if you have been merciful, and these is a whole, like I said, a lineage. He states, you know, he quotes it as a lineage of evil, but it's a lineage of wicked. These are the wicked. All right. The book of Obadiah, you know, one of the shortest books in the Bible, and it says so much, and it tells you these people's fate. All right. Romans chapter 12 verses 16 and 17. There is no chance for repentance for the nation of Edom. All right. It says in the Catholic, it says, for judgment will be merciless for one who has shown no mercy. And that's them to a T. All the things they have and continue to do to our people. All right, you gotta understand, everybody keeps talking about reparations. They don't want you. All right, the only way that would ever happen, and we know that it's not, but I'm just putting it out there, is if he in some way perceives that in order to save my ass, I have to do this. And that was actually what was behind now that I say it like that, that was actually what was behind the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, even though we know it was bullshit. But when you read up on that, that was like, well, this is the only thing I have left to try in order to save the Union. I don't give a damn about these niggers, but shit, the country is so divided. Well, all right, that was it. He didn't do it because he was magnanimous or, you know, he was such a moral paragon or anything like that. No. Alright, so I'm going to end it there. Once again, we've been talking about this sad story here. You know, this elderly woman here. You know, as cruel as it was, that was her judgment, but Damn. Ohio man charged with murder over shooting of rideshare driver. Alright, so hopefully, as I often state at the end, you've been edified with this. Well, let's get a few comments down here. Let's see. He should go to jail and forgotten about. This is unreal. Race was at play. He never gave her a chance. He executed her. This was a modern day lynching. He is a wicked man. Hopefully karma awaits him in prison. Lack of reason, inherent bias, and perpetuating hate for generations is the cause. All the police in the city would have shown up if the roles were reversed. Yep. Alright, I wonder how they're going to spin this. He shot her while she was walking away. I've seen comments saying he might have dementia. There goes that medical excuse. If the shoe was on the other foot, she'd be labeled a thug. Let's see what replies. It says the police might have, if the shoe was on the other foot, the police might have shown up as a death squad. Alright. Oh, he's going to have dementia in jail too. Let's see. Dude, look at the news. This happens on, oh, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. He's loving the control he has over her because that's how his kind operates. He was born in the... no, not quite. She was lynched by a murderous monster. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna be monitoring. I will be monitoring this. And like that one commenter said, we'll see how they're going to try to spin this. Alright, so once again, I hope whoever views this is edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter everything through the scriptures. And once again, I want to emphasize prayer and fasting. Alright, so with that, until the next video, shalom, shalom.